Hi, and welcome to Marketing Adventures with Carmel. And thank you for joining us if you're joining us live. If you're not joining us live and you're joining us later, welcome as well. There's a little bit of something going on in the background there. If you are joining us on social media, please make sure you give us a thumbs up and a like. If you are watching this from YouTube, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell so that you'll get more of these interviews and also some tips and insights into your marketing and how to help you get more out of your marketing. So today I'm actually back over in the UK. Yesterday I was in Wales. Today I'm back over in the UK, even though I'm here in Australia. But isn't that the amazing strength of being online? And I've got the amazing Claire with me today, but I'm going to introduce Claire properly and not just say, hey, we've got Claire with me today. So Claire is one of the amazing people that we bring to you to show you that if they can do it, so can you. So people have had to get over some amazing stuff in order for them to be able to build and work their business. So with Claire today is how to start a business from a broom closet and with a 3-year-old. Now, Claire is in the broom closet at the moment, but I'll get her to tell you more about that in a moment. So Claire has worked for many, many years in business. So she worked within her husband's business, structuring it in a way to get things done that need to be done in a timely manner. She discovered that she had a talent for being productive without having to work all hours that God sends. Please enlighten me. And add to that, of course, 3 years ago was a newborn on top of that. And then she decided, I might as well start my own business. So she learned coaching and has turned that talent and the talent for being productive and getting things done on time in a broom closet with a 3-year-old to teach other people and business owners specifically how to become more productive. So welcome, Claire. I'm delighted to have you here.
Hello, nice to be here.
That's awesome. So first and foremost, tell us a little bit about Claire and how Claire, like I kind of said that you did some coaching, but give us a bit more insight into who Claire was, what changed that she decided to build a business when she was already, busy having babies and things like that. Tell us a little bit about Claire.
Right, okay. Well, I've got to go back a little bit further. Pre going into business with hubby, I was a business analyst and project manager for a utilities company back here in the UK and loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was great because I was doing a bit of productivity. We were doing processes, we were doing systems. So it was really, really varied, really, really interesting. Then got made redundant. And that's when we decided that I would stop traveling and stay at home and build the business that my husband and I have, which is all to do with rendering and plastering and things, all nice construction work. And we started to build that up. So I started to streamline that as best I could. Very hard with somebody who is very resistant to change, very resistant to doing anything. But I got us online. I've done follow-up. It's all sorts of things you need to do with a business. And I got it to be as productive as we could, to say we are a very busy little company because there's only the two of us. So we were having to work weekends still, but we were trying to structure it that we still got time off. We could still go on holiday we wanted to do. We could do things how we wanted to do it. So that's how we did it. But I was still missing my helping. I still miss my old life, my old way of working. So an opportunity came along. I was approached to become what's called an entrepreneur circle coach. And I thought about it. And I thought about it for a long time. And I was like, no, I've got a little one. I haven't got enough time. She doesn't sleep.
Who needs sleep anyway?
Sleep at all. 3.5 years is like bags under my eyes. So I was thinking, right, no. But they wore me down. And I was like, no, it really is something. And it's an opportunity to go for it. So that's why I started to do coaching again, because it gets me back into doing my analytical work that I used to love. A little bit of project management, because you project manage a little bit of your clients because of coaching, but not in a horrible way. I'm not there to crack the whip. It's more of a collaborative approach. And then also to really to sort of say, look, this is what I've learned. This is how I've had to be productive. Not just because I've got a 3-year-old, but I have had a long-term illness, probably actually all my life. And I struggled to stay awake for a very, very long time. In fact, I think it was in my teens, I could sleep 16 hours a day, get up, have something to eat, go back to sleep and sleep another 10 hours, then go back up, get up and go to school. So I was really struggling. So I've had to learn all these little techniques over the years and go back in time to sort of say, well, how can I make it better for me and get it to work? But also to get it to work, because a lot of these other productivity gurus, and I'm not going to diss them because they're all great in their own little way.
Everybody has their own spin on everything. Yes,
they do. And a lot of them, the one I was going for, they were all going, yeah, just work on the 3 main goals that's going to move your business forward. And I'm like, yeah, but how do you move everything, the day-to-day stuff as well? And I couldn't get it to balance. So that's why I kind of went, right, let's take everything that I've learned and then let's see how I can make that work for a business, especially small businesses, when you're probably on your own, or there might be 2 of you. There's, when we're talking micro businesses, and you want to work, you've got to do the day-to-day, but you also want to grow your business. And how do you balance that without going completely round the twist? Working all hours, godsends, and thinking, I've got no time. I've got a job. I've not got a business. I've got a job.
Well, isn't that the mistake that most entrepreneurs and business owners make? Is they leave for all this glory. It's going to be great. I'm going to have a business of my own. I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. And all they do is actually replace the job, except now the owner of the business is no good at getting money because they've only ever been in a job. And it's quite a common thing to happen. I've seen it a lot. Now, I have to say, quite often entrepreneurial types can be quite big picture. I am fully guilty of that. There's never a shortage of ideas, but it's the implementation. And that's why I was so excited to have a chat with you, because I'm kind of going, oh my God, sometimes it drives me nuts trying to do the detail. And I've worked really hard over the years at it to try and, block it into times, but I'm a recovering workaholic. So it can be challenging, but I'm certainly, let's say, challenged by the detail stuff, those 3 big things. Yes, I can work towards those, but but all this other stuff's getting in my way.
Yeah.
So that's why I was excited. So give us an insight into, if somebody else was like me, for example, like, what's the best way to start to structure, if you want to give us a top 3 or a top 5 tips of what's the best way to start and structure your time or tasks in order to be more efficient and productive?
Right. The first thing I would do is I look at your energy levels. I know it sounds daft, but actually your energy levels will help you achieve more because you will have times where you'll peak. You go, do you know what? I'm in the zone. It's that time when you think, I'm in the zone. I can just bang out whatever I need to do. So what is it that you're doing, you want to get done, and you can do it? And there'll be times when you are doing that and you don't realize you're doing it. And then there's other times when you're feeling, I just can't be bothered. I'm feeling tired. Now, those are the times where you could be doing little tasks that keeps you moving forward. So it might be day-to-day stuff where you don't really need to use your brain as much. Mine is doing the accounts, doing the bookkeeping. I
kind of need to use my brain for that one.
I can just do, it's just, I don't have to think too hard. It's balancing it out. So it's actually, so the first thing I do is looking at energy levels, and and it varies, and that's by day, by week, by month.
And how do you look at that? Like, how do you uncover, like, is it a matter of tracking it for a week or so?
It's a little bit,
when you're up and down?
you do need to track it. You do get a feel for it. Now, I know for some people it's kind of constant every day.
Yeah.
For others, it's not. It varies. And it also can vary because it can vary on your diet. It can vary on the activities you're doing. It could vary on things that are happening outside, the influences. So people might be bringing you down or might be bringing you up.
Yeah.
So it's all
and I'm already going, oh my God, there's too many things that might impact that. How do I track it?
Yeah, and it is hard, but it's just a little note. It's just a little diary note and just going around this time, but thinking about it as well. So, all right, I'm in this zone. Now, why am I in that zone? What's sort of affecting that? And what's helping me to be in that zone? And it might be, I've had a really good night's sleep. I've had nobody getting at me. So I always get
putting demands at me, or I've been able to exercise, or I've eaten really well, or
little things. It can be just little things, but actually once you start to identify them, you'll really realize how you are going to use that energy. Because we want you to use that. The time when you're in that real big zone is when you really want to be working on your big ideas, your goals, the stuff that will move your business forward. That's the time you really want to be using that time, because actually your brain's in overdrive and it's going, do you know what? Got this idea. We're gonna work on it. But I don't want you to sort of get the idea. Say, I don't know. I have ideas about 3 o'clock in the morning. Honestly, it's just I'm awake at 3 o'clock in the morning most of the time. So I have an idea at 3 o'clock. It's not just to go and do the research and do it there and then. If my energy levels aren't quite ready for it, or I haven't got time for it, it's a matter of getting it written down. So I have a mood board. Mine is literally coloured Post-it notes on the wall.
In your cupboard.
In my cupboard, yeah. So I have lovely little Post-it notes all here with ideas, and it is literally, it could be one word, it could be a sentence, could be a few things, but it's writing it down. Don't think about it, but it's when you're in that zone, that's when we do something about it.
Okay, so look at the energy levels and identify when you're in your zone.
Yeah.
What else?
And then that zone, we normally say try and use that zone for about 90 minutes. Okay, because 90 minutes, after 90 minutes, you will flag. 45 minutes, you need to after 45 minutes, you might just need a quick stretch. That's it, carry on. But you just need that reset after 45. But if you can do 90, it really, really will help you move your business forward. So you're just working on your goals for 90 minutes. Now that could be for 3 hours a week. It could be for a little bit longer. It could be for 5 days.
Is what I'm hearing is that you're going to block out 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But just once a week to work on those goals. Then you have other blocks for other things.
I do 90 minutes 3 times. I try and do 90 minutes 3 times a week.
Okay.
I'm aiming for 5.
And that's just on goals. That's just on your goals.
On your ideas, on your big stuff that you want to do.
Yeah.
So for me at the moment is my website. My website it needs a bit of work doing to it. So for 90 minutes, I'm working on my website, which is more than just the website, because you're thinking, I'll need to think about what program, what am I offering?
What videos to put on, what copy to put on it, all of that. Yeah.
So that's my 90 minutes that I'm working on. And I limit it to 90 minutes. And then the rest of it.
Even if you get into a groove and you want to do it more, you stop after 90.
If I get in a groove and I'm still got that peak in my energy, then I will keep going. But if I feel like I've had, I don't want to over peak, because then you start to lose it. You start to lose that. I walk away. Walk away, because you're not going to get as much done. So as your energy levels come back down again, you won't get as much done. You will actually, it's counterintuitive to do that work.
Yeah. So and I think you're right, because that extra 10, 15 minutes, even 30 minutes, there's there's a resentment sometimes also builds up. It's like, I don't want to do this again. So next time you go to do it. Whereas it's much easier to close the book on it and go, okay, I got my 90 minutes of that done.
Yeah. And you're breaking it down. You can break things down into little elements as well. So it's not becoming so, oh God, I've got a whole website to do. I've broken it down into like elements, into little bits, so that it doesn't become, that 90 minutes, it doesn't look so bad. I haven't got to go, oh my God, a whole website to build. Actually, I have, but I've broken it down into bits. So I've done my front page.
So you get the big job of what's the first thing? What's the second thing?
It might be just the video. What am I going to say in this video?
Okay.
So it's things like that.
So we've got the energy levels done. So we're going into now, I'm guessing it's kind of blocking out time. So 90 minutes, go 3 to 4 times a week, whatever it is that works for you. So that works on the big things. What else?
Works on the big things. And then you've got the rest of the day to do what you want to do. So, and that, you can then put in your blocking for your, all your everyday stuff. And what I would also say is not just block, but batch it as well.
What do you mean by block and batch?
Block and batch. So we're blocking out work time to do certain activities. So say, we're talking videos here, for instance. So say you wanted to do a few videos. Okay. I haven't got makeup on. I don't do makeup. But if people the ladies, you want to put a bit of makeup on, you want your hair done and things, then you want to feel good doing your video. Everybody does. Nobody wants to look like apart from me, I'll just look at anything. I'm not bothered. But if you say, all right, I want to do a few videos, I know what I want to do in those videos, and I'm up for doing videos today, I'll batch 3 or 4. Well, how many you want to do? And you batch those today, and today I'm going to do the videos. Yeah. Because that's what I want to do. Another time you might want to say, well, actually, I've got a number of invoices. I've got a pile of invoices to do. I'll go and do that. So you're blocking things, you're batching things up a little bit. So you're making it more productive for you, because once you're in the zone, it sounds silly, but once you get moving, or say I'm doing videos or social media or whatever it is you're doing, once you're in that sort of mindset, you actually get them done quicker. They might still take 15-20 minutes, however long they run, but you're getting through them a little bit quicker because you haven't got to set it up again. You haven't got to set yourself up on it. You're in the right mindset to do it.
Yeah, and you can just change your top and do. I've done that sometimes. I've spent a whole day and I've done video snippets or whatever that was, and then gone and spliced and diced them. So it was done. They were ready, and really. For social media, for example, if you're doing that, if you do 4, then that's 1 a week for your 4 weeks,
So you're batching things up. So you're thinking, well, I've done that for 4 weeks. That I don't have to think about that for a couple of weeks, unless I'm in the zone again. And then you're going ahead. And also, especially with social media, I've noticed that if you're doing that and batching things up, it flows better. So week on week, your actual information flows better, because it's not, oh, hang on, what did I say last time? And you know what I mean? It really does flow, because you remember what you're doing. You can.
So for social media, I'm trying to really understand this. I get the picture of it. So would you block times for me? I've tried so many different times, but I kind of block times for admin. I block times a bit like you're saying for the bigger projects or study, learn it, whatever it is. And then I also block times for client work and things like that. So I try to, and it's never, the holy grail, and I'm still learning. But is that what you do? Do you do specific admin stuff, specific creative?
Yeah, I do. And I just block it out. I know what I need to get done. So I have this lovely to-do list. And I color code. I'm a bit OCD on that. I color code and go, right, well, that's my blocking, and that's my batching as well. So I know what I've got to do. Now I'm batching it up. And I know roughly for me, Friday afternoons, I have 2 hours, and that is my, most of the time it's getting paperwork, the wages done, it's getting the invoices done and things like that. That's my Friday afternoon. And I like doing that on a Friday afternoon, because it just sort of, I feel like I've achieved something at the end, and I'm ready for the weekend. Whereas Monday morning, Monday afternoons for me, because Monday morning we've got a little one. Monday afternoons is right. I need to do my 90 minutes, because I like to do my 90 minutes on a Monday, and I get whatever I need to do in the other half hour. Is it might be a few phone calls and stuff that needs to do, but I'm not hung up on it has to be, or I have to do that day. I have to do that day, because things crop up. And I need to be flexible. So when you are blocking, don't block the whole week out.
Right.
Make sure that you've got some gaps, because
always something
crops up, whatever it is. For me, Monday was little one fell ill, so Monday was just a no-go. Yesterday was I got 2 hours. That's all I managed, 2 hours yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of, you need to be able to, right, okay, I didn't get what I wanted to do done in regards to something in the zone. I need to move that over, and I know I'll get it done on another day, because I know I'll have my zone.
But if you block the times out, like I block certain things out in my calendar, this is me trialing, that's what I'm checking with you. They're not busy times, they're just like, I have a color coded, I have a little bit like that as well. I have a color coded, and they're my intentions to do. Something crops up. It's not the end of the world if they don't get done. No. But I know, because it's there, if something has cropped up, I have to find somewhere else to do it, because it's a thing that has to be done.
Yeah. Also, it's giving you accountability by putting it in your diary. It's giving you a bit of accountability, because you're going, it's there, I need to do it.
Yeah, except nobody else knows it, so it's not accountable enough.
So tell me
So tell me, so we've got energy levels, and then we've gone into, block the times, which is including the 90 minutes. So what else?
The other one is distractions. I love this one. Distractions. How many of us are distracted?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's email, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, phones beeping all the time. Yeah. News coming up. Yeah. That is just, there's so much happening, and we are no more busy than any of our ancestors have ever been, but we have a lot more distraction than we've ever had before. And social media has a lot to answer for. It's great, but it has a lot to answer for. But we can go down rabbit holes. How many times have you picked up a phone or looked at your Facebook and it's been 2 hours later?
I refuse to answer that question in case I may incriminate myself.
I'll be honest, I've done it so many times. Yeah. You've really, really got to,
especially when you run your business online, and social media is a big part of it. So I'll go in to check some stuff, and the next thing, you're so right, I'll go down a rabbit hole of something, and I lift my head and go, oh my God, there's my time for whatever got out the window. And then you have that stress of, oh my God, I didn't get it done.
And 9 times out of 10, it could be when you're actually at your most energetic as well. So you're actually losing some valuable time as well. So
I think I'm losing some brain cells. This is true. But look, I think it's a great medium. It's a great tool, but it's like everything else. We have to be able to manage ourselves within it. So many people say, I haven't got time, I haven't got this, I haven't got that. And I love where you said we have no less time or no less whatever than our ancestors had. In actual fact, they probably had a lot more manual work, and it took them a lot longer. But we have distractions, and we also have assumptions of how things are going to be. And then I find what happens, and I'm sure with yourself and your clients it happens too, is then comes in the inner critic or the inner voice. Oh my God, you didn't do that. Why didn't you do that? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh my God, all the energy that takes.
Yeah, that's it. And you don't want that. You want to be able to. So it is a matter of, I always say, if you're in your peak, you're in your high energy levels, turn distractions off. So come out of your emails, turn your phone the other way, so you can't see, or even turn it down so you can't hear the notifications going off all the time. So that's what I've got now.
I can't hear them, but I'll still pick it up. I
turn it over so you can't physically see it, and then you thought it's there. You can still take phone calls because we need to, but you can't just be distracted by. I mean, constantly at the moment for here in the UK, I am getting BBC News updates constantly through whatever scandal is happening at the moment, and I'm just like, I'm fed up. Just turn it over. I don't need to know. It's not affecting me
in
for the next
moment right now,
90 minutes or whatever. I'm not saying don't look at things like that, because you need to, especially if you're on an online business, but you do need to manage it as when you're doing it.
Well, 90% of the time, I guess, from what you're saying, something isn't going to go that drastic for that 90 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if it is, obviously, if it's something urgent, you will know about it. But 9 times out of 10, something's not going to go that drastic for 90 minutes. Yeah. So the distractions, turn them off. I discovered one thing in my my PC when I'm doing a Word document. You can actually go into dark mode, which means it turns off all your distractions while you're typing. But then I'm a devil, because how my brain works, and I think, again, a lot of people work like this. We do get into the zone, but I try and do 10 things at the one time.
Yeah.
And it's like having a computer tabs open.
Yeah.
Even though people say, oh, us women can multitask, it's such a fallacy, because you have to turn off from one open window to the other one. And even though you might do it very quickly, you are actually not multitasking. You're switching off from one to the other.
Yeah. And that is totally true. No, it's scientific fact. Nobody, not even women, can multitask. It's just that we women can jump between one task to another and jump back to and from quite easily, or a lot easier. But actually, it's counterintuitive, because when you're picking up a task, you've got to think, right, where am I? Where have I got to?
Yeah.
And then you're dropping it, and then you've got to start that process again. So you're actually wasting time again. Does that make sense?
Oh, it does. You sound like you're in my head, because I thought, and some of it is that for me, it's an old habit. My background was hospitality. So we'd have to run with the this and the that, and there's something else that happened, and somebody say, oh, the cake's gone over here. So you had to. And I think it's become a learned behavior. That's what a lot of us have, whether it's that or that panic, or that, oh my God, or that beating ourselves up. It's become a learned behavior. So I'm looking at the time and going, oh my God, look where we are already. So we've got energy levels. So track your energy levels, even for a week, and realize, whether you're better in the morning or the evening and what that is. Block off times. I've gone through my calendar, as I said to you, and the other reason I'm so fluid with it is because I did it in the new year. But block off when you think would be the best days and times for you to do that, based on your energy levels. And then make it a rule that you switch off your distractions. One of the things within that blocking off times, what do you prioritize in a day? What do you make sure, like, if you've blocked off the times, and like that, your daughter's sick or something has happened and thrown a right spanner in the works. So what do you look at and say, well, above all things, that has to be done, even if the others can be moved? How do you manage that?
Right. So if I haven't, got a little one off and things, the one thing is just to keep the business going. It's goals.
Shortest route to the money. The shortest route to the money.
It's 9 times out of 10, it's hubby's business, because that is the one that we have to react more to compared to the coaching business. So it is a matter of, right, what needs to be physically done. Is I need materials on site. I've got a problem that needs resolving. They're the ones that have to be done. Everything else, right, move. And my clients are great, because if I've come to them and said, right, if we have a problem, if they have a problem and they can't make our call, our coaching session, then I've said, don't stress, because life does get in the way, and I understand that more than anybody. But we just rearrange it. We still accountability, but we just rearrange it. It's about being realistic as well. It's business owners, entrepreneurs have this. We've got to get to that 1%. We've got to get to that thriving business, and it's proven that really 80% of us, are actually, with either, it's about 20% broke, and 60% of us are getting by. We're just getting by, and we need to move
a
everybody up
1,000,000%.
into that other, into the top 20%. And we'd all want to be there. And it's just little tweaks, little changes that we need to do to get us into that good living. But it's also been realistic about what you can achieve, what you can make from that. And if you're not realistic, you're just never going to get there, because you're going to just feel so deflated all the time.
Absolutely. I've started this year to write a done list instead of a to-do list, a done list. But also one of the things that has really helped me is to stay flexible. If it doesn't work, then move it to another day or an afternoon or an evening. And also, and this was a big stumbling block, it's taken me 2.5, 3 years to kind of come to terms with this one. I had a big illusion of how much time it would take you to do something, because I thought somebody else could do it so much quicker. So when I'd come to do it, I go, oh my God, this is taking me hours. The truth was, it would actually take the other person hours as well. I just didn't see that work. So I started timing how long it takes me to do a specific task.
Brilliant.
Especially if it was one that I didn't like doing very much. So I would time, and I found when I had a clock in my head and turned off the distractions and said, I just got to get this done, I could do it in 90 minutes. Whereas before it was taking me 3 or 4 hours because I kept coming and going because I didn't want to do it.
And the other good thing is, a little thing I've got a little book, just a little notebook. And in there, I've got little how-to stuff to do. I'm going to put that on there.
Okay, yeah.
Nice and simple. How to do, some of this is how the accounts, the bookkeeping, how to do something. So it's step by step, and it's simple bullet point notes, so that, right, I'm doing a repeatable task. It's a task I don't like doing, I'm going to admit. But I will sit and I think, rather than having to think, oh, how did I do that last time? It's in my book.
Right.
So
yes.
Stuff, just have a little notebook next to you, write things down, have things like that, because when you get to it, you go, oh, how did I do it last time? Rather than having to think or look it up again, you've got it in a little, and it's in note form that you understand. Nobody else will understand my notes, but I can go, I have to do X,
and especially if it's something that you do, but you don't do very, very often. But you're so right. I love that tip, because I sit down sometimes and go, where did I start at that again? And it takes me 20 minutes to work out how to do it again. So one last thing before, we're going. Well, not one last thing. There's a couple of things. But one of the things I was going to ask you, which just went straight out of my head, and we're doing it live.
Always the case.
But that's okay. These things happen, and that's why we do it live. So don't worry about that. We talked about staying flexible, take the shortest route to the money, no matter what it is, whatever is going to bring in the income to keep the business alive. So track your energy levels, work out when you get in the zone. I knew if I did that, I would remember what I was going to ask you. When you have your time blocked out, for example, you've done all this, you have your time blocked out, you're going to work on your creative stuff, or you're going to work on your big picture. What tips do you have to get into the zone when you're not quite feeling in that zone in that moment?
If I'm not quite there, I don't do it.
Right.
Simple as that, because it's going to be counterintuitive again. So I'll move it, and it might be I move it 15 minutes, I might move it half an hour, it might move a few hours, but it just goes, right, I'm not quite there, right, let's do something else. But as soon as I start feeling I'm there, drop whatever I'm doing, get back into the 90 minutes.
What if you don't feel you're there for that day? Like, is there a way of getting yourself into that flow?
You try to. I know environment. So we'll go back to the broom cupboard now. Environment is a great way of doing that, and it's getting you feeling, and that helps you to feel energized. So as you can see, I'm in a broom cupboard. It's literally, I'm there. That's one wall, and I can just about stretch. I can't put my both hands out. Let's put it that way. Right. The width ways. So, and the reason I'm in the broom cupboard is I needed a desk to work from that I could shut the door to. Now, I can't shut the door when I'm in the office. I call it my little office. But I can shut the door at the end of the day.
Yes.
And that's a huge thing for me.
Yeah.
But An environment is a great thing. So you want to get your desk right. You want to get your workspace right. So make it, things are accessible by reach.
Yeah.
So what you need every day, which you can imagine, it's tight in here, but it works.
It's very easy to reach.
Everything's really easy to reach. Or I've got things just up here. I've managed to gain another shelf. And I look at things around me and I do that. Now, the other one is lighting. I have no distractions because I can't look out of a window. But lighting is a great thing. Now, you're in Oz, you've got brilliant lighting because you're in the middle of summer there. But when it's
I've got 3 big lights up in front of me. That's why I've got good lighting.
You look at, you're in the UK, we're in the middle of winter. Today's actually a sunny day, for instance. But when it's a dull day, I'm really like that. I hate it. I hate dull days. So I have a daylight bulb in here that brightens up my day.
Right, okay.
That lifts my energy, that lifts my spirits. So really think about your lighting. Think about where you're working. Think about, again, the distraction side of it. So I used to work in the kitchen downstairs, and that didn't work because I got the kettle. I could go and make a cup of tea quite quickly.
Yeah.
So
you're literally having that do, because I find sometimes if I'm not in that mood, but I need to get into it, doesn't always work. But I kind of have certain kind of movements or phrases that I know to say. And one of the things for me is just start. Just start it for 5 minutes. If you find you're not into it, then stop. Yeah. We'll just start. And usually once I've started the 5 minutes, I'm going, no, I'm getting there. And
some people that works for me, it's environment. It's getting myself here. Yeah. Once I'm sat down, that lifts me up and I go, right, I'm ready now. Because I see what I need. I've left things out that I need to do, and I've done it in an order that I've got hubby's business, mine, goals stuff. And I've got to be honest, I do goals for both businesses as well. So some of my 9 minutes is on one business, some of it's on another. So I have a little list of things. I have a little planner in front of me, which is my daily planner, my 45-minute and 90-minute daily planner. So I've split my day up into 45 minutes, and that helps. So it's just having that visual. I sit there and I go, do you know what? Yeah, I can start. I'm going to start it because I feel like I can do it. Because I'm
switch everything off with the distractions. 45 minutes. Do this.
Yeah, and it's getting that done to do that, and I think it helps. And then the routine, if you're doing it regularly as well, you're making sure you've got a routine. Your routine will help routine as well. Important. Yeah, so it all connects.
It does. Okay, so I think we could talk forever and a day. However, we will have to go in a moment. So if people wanted to contact you, I'm going to pop up now your Facebook page. If people want to get in contact with you, they can hop onto Facebook and friend request or send you a message on there. So I'll leave that there for a moment. So while that's up there, and I'll pop your website up in a moment. I know you said you're still working on it, but that's okay. We're all a work in progress. There's one question I always ask my guests at the end of the show, and I'd really love to ask you as well. And it's, if you were not doing what you're doing right now, what would you be doing instead?
I'd still probably be going back to doing business analyst, or going back to my previous passion, which is actually hospitality.
All right.
I was hospitality before that. So that's my background. I did my degree in hospitality and tourism management.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? Because I did hospitality for 30-something years. And if you were to ask me the same question, it would never be go back to hospitality. Never.
I think it's probably because I just hadn't burnt out yet. I did love it. Yeah. I did love it.
I loved parts of it. I love the people in that, but I would never be my wish to go back to it.
It was hard work, but I think the right environment, the right team behind you, it's a great place to work. When it's not, it's one of the reasons I left was I moved to a hotel that the staff did not gel, and it was horrible. It was just.
And you see that's my fun part. I love changing the culture. Anyhow, let me put up your website as well. So this is your website, and yes, you have been very transparent and said that it is a work in progress, but that's okay. People can hop on and get to know you there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, just come and have a look if you want. I'm doing some strategy calls at the moment. If anybody's interested, just so we can talk about productivity, or we can talk about growing your business, and that's what I do. I'm quite happy to talk to anybody on those subjects.
Cool. And also, we touched on it briefly in our call offline. How prevalent are you finding video in all of your interactions and being able to coach people from anywhere as well?
Oh, this is just an absolute dream. You know, being able to just stay at home, especially in a COVID environment, it's been the best. Being able to do that. Also, it frees up so much time because I'm not having to travel anywhere. I can talk to anyone in the world because
I know. Look at us.
All our problems are actually the same. With there might be some legality stuff that's slightly different from country to country, but our problems as business owners are near enough all the same, regardless of where you are in the world. So working on Zoom or on here, StreamYard, it's brilliant. It really does give us an opportunity to talk to so many people and be known across the world. Yes, I do a lot of work in the UK, but I'm happy to talk to anybody who needs some advice and help, because that's what I like doing. I love helping people. I love seeing businesses grow. I love seeing people them spend time with their family. That's what they want to do with their free time. But knowing that they're not.
It's exciting. It's exciting to see them succeed, isn't it? When you talk to them,
it's so lovely to watch that growth.
Cool. So we're going to say farewell for now, and we will certainly talk to you at another time. But for those of you watching, guys, thank you for watching, of course. Make sure, again, if you're on YouTube, that you subscribe and that you hit that bell so that you can get any alerts for any of these amazing interviews that we're going to have. And also, if you're watching on social media, make sure if you put a comment or a like underneath, myself or Claire will get back to you if you have any questions, because as you can see, I had lots of questions myself. It's something that I think we all need to work on, because at the end of the day, there's no trophy at the end of this life. So we have to enjoy what is life without just being nose to the grindstone all the time. But for now, it's bye from me.
Bye.